Okay, so the first thing is to visualize the region, to see if you can do the integration in an easy way or possibly in any way possible, I always say. I'm going to put an XY axis down. I'm just kind of looking at it. It looks like we're in the first quadrant. There's two hyperbolas and there's two lines. I'm going to put the lines down first. This is going to be y equals 4. And this is going to be y equals 1. I'm going to try to draw, one of the hyperbolas down here. Like this over here. It doesn't have to be perfect, but that's good enough, actually. And I'm going to start talking about the points on this one here. Now, which one am I doing? This one over here. So I'm going to say that it's fairly easy to do. When, for example, when y is equal to 1, x would have to be 1. So I know this point over here. It's just simply 1, 1. This point over here, a little complicated. The y is going to be 4 there. What would the x have to be? 1/4. So this point over here is 1/4, comma 4. Let me put this hyperbola down, and I'm going to kind of look at it and say, maybe something like this over here. And I want to get those 2 points of intersection. Let's talk about this one over here. And this is when the y is 4. We're looking at this one. What would x have to be? 1. Fairly simple. This one over here, what's the y over here? It's 1. The x would have to be 4. So I'm going to say this is the region we're looking at. All right? So I'm going to say the easy way for me to do this is, I draw this over here first. That's the easy way. I wouldn't do it the other way because I have to split into 2 different pieces. It would be too much work for me. So let's put this down. Again, I'm going to do x's first. So what do we get? Y sine xy dx. Where's the x starting? It's starting when the curve is, let me write this down, when x is equal to 1 over y. I'll write that down. When is it stopping? It's stopping over here, and that's when x equals 4 over y. And what's the limits on the y here? The lower limit is going to be 1, and the upper limit is going to be 4. All right, so the big question comes, can you can you integrate that guy? And it doesn't look that bad, actually. All right? So, for example, if I were doing this over here, and I want to point out what I'm doing over here, I'm doing this thing. Oh, I forgot to put the dy down, sorry. Let me write this down for you. 1 over y, 4 over y, and then we get y sine xy dx. Well, looking at it, I'm going to say minus cosine xy. Just give me a second over here. I want to see if that's true. If I differentiate that, I would get sine xy and then times y. Yeah, that's fine. What do you get over here? 1 over y. This pertains to x, by the way, and 4 over y. Well, let's write that down. So you're going to get equal minus the cosine. Well, if I plug that in, what would you get? You would just get, let's see if I'm doing that right. I could plug it in, right? So x would be 4 over y. So I just get 4. Let me make sure I said that right. I plug in, I get 4. And then I get minus a minus, which is plus cosine of 1. I think I made a mistake on my notes somewhere, but I'm going to keep going forward. All right? And then the question becomes is, what are you doing now? I just did the internal, I got to do 1 to 4 now. Cosine 1 minus cosine 4 dy. Can I do that? I can. Pretty easy to do. What do you get? Cosine of 1 minus cosine of 4. That's a constant, by the way. Y, I'm going from 1 to 4. So what do you get over here? 3. Maybe I'm going too fast with that. I always say it's not going too fast because I see something. Cosine 1 minus cosine 4 And then what do you get there? You get 4 minus 1, which is 3. So what do you get? 3 cosine 1 minus 3 cosine 4. I want to see what happened over here. And I made a mistake somewhere, clearly. I wonder where I made that mistake. And I have to look. I see it. Yeah, I see it now. I made a mistake here. My notes have to be corrected, by the way. That's 1 over 4y. That's not correct. The correct thing is this should be 4 over y. Let me just check that. xy equals 4. That means x equals 4 over y. I need to correct my notes, by the way, and I will correct that. This is the correct answer. Sorry. Thank you.